He decides that he trusts me enough to say, Bishop, I molested my kid. And I'm like, talk to me about it. What happened? What is happening? Get it out. Just get it all out now. Like, you've already uncorked it, just get it all out. And so for about 10, 15 minutes, he talked to me about all these times that he's molested his kid from 6 months old. You know, I'm trying not to cry. Like, I know this family. And so I open up the handbook, which is like the church instruction. You know, what do you do in these different scenarios? And you go under abuse, and it says, call this abuse hotline. I'm like, great, good. Like, there's going to be a therapist on the other side to help me understand what I should do here. Well, when you call that number, it goes to the church's law firm, Curtin McConkie. And they start to ask you questions. Like, okay, Bishop, what ward are you in? What stake are you in? What's the situation? I tell them the situation, and they go, oh, okay, you're in California, you're in this county, you're okay. And I'm like, okay to what? And they're like, there's no action. You don't need to take any action. Like, you're okay. Just let the brother repent and you're you know, let him go through the process. And I hang up the phone with Curtin McConkie, which is the abuse line to protect kids, right? Like, protect the abused. And it wasn't that at all. It was to protect the church. It was look up the legality of where you are and how can we protect the church. Not one single question around, is the child okay? Is the child still in the house with the abuser? None of that. Literally didn't matter. All that mattered was, here's where you're at. You're not a mandatory reporter. You don't need to. So I hang up the phone and I turn to this brother and I say, I'll give you 10 minutes. Either you call CPS or I call CPS. And he said, can I call my wife? And I said, of course you can. But you don't leave. You stay right here. So he calls his wife, hangs up, and he said, I'll call CPS. I said, I need you to do it right now. And so he did. He called Child Protective Services on himself. And that, for me, was a huge eye-opener. That the church was there to protect the institution, but not the individual.